Hiya, how you doing? Happy hump day and welcome back to my channel if you are a Hinster, and if you're not, welcome as well. This little video is going to be on the grand conjunction, and I actually wrote my regular notes for this video, but yesterday I had a couple of downloads and I just want to read those first before I forget. Wrote them in my phone. By the way, a lot of people are talking about this grand conjunction that is apparently going to happen on December 20th, 2020. But the conjunction itself has been going on for a long time because these two planets involved in the conjunction, which are Saturn and Jupiter, have been in Capricorn for yonks and yonks, and right now they are exactly conjunct, actually 29 degrees in Capricorn. This is at the 29th degree, the anaretic degree, and this is like saturated Capricornian energy that is like boiling over. So it's like all of Capricorn, all of what Capricorn is, really simmering to the surface at the 29th degree before we move to 0 degrees of Aquarius, the next sign, and that is when this grand conjunction is going to occur officially, and the actual official date is going to be, yes, December 20th, which I think is a Sunday. I might be wrong, but I think it's a Sunday. So yeah, when it switches signs from Capricorn, when these two planets switch signs from Capricorn into Aquarius, that's when things are going to get very special. And also we're about to get, I think, an immediate or more of an immediate taste of what the 2020-2021 Capricorn experience is, or what that experience has been for Capricorns, but especially the 2020 part. So this year, this calendar year, this solar calendar year that's about to end. And it's a kind of, and this is why, sort of season where the goats among us, the Capricorns, the Capricorn risings, Capricorn heavy people, really do come out on top and shine. They shine their wisdom, they shine with this wisdom, and they shine also with their grind. And I'm seeing that even in my personal life as well, the Capricorn suns around me especially, but also the Capricorn risings, such shine. And it has been really building up for them, really kicking off for them over, I want to say, the last 2 to 3 months. And I guess like they're sort of that winning Capricornian steady wins the race sort of philosophy. That energy is gonna really be more noticed by more people come Capricorn season. The sun, if I just check right now so I don't make a mistake, the sun is 25 degrees Sag right now. So yeah, we're still in Sag season, but just about 5 days left before Cap season proper begins. But back to this conjunction. This is Jupiter. By the way, a conjunction is like when the planets are either on top of each other from like our perspective here on Earth, or they are within like a certain number of degrees apart that is considered close. But I would like to add as well that in traditional astrology, I believe it was thought, at least by some, that even just having more than one planet in the same sign would also be considered a conjunction. But I think, at least from my experience, most contemporary astrologers would consider it to be lower than 30 degrees apart, so that, or 20, like basically it has to be within usually 10 degrees. That's what most people seem to say. I like to talk about the 3-degree range, and that's why the dates that I'm giving for this video are as follow. December 20th, 2020, all the way up to January 19th, 2021, of the sort of 3-degree range conjunction, because that's, for me personally, in my practice, when I think the conjunction is the most like intense. I just love that number as well, that range. The numerology to me just seems more right. So that's why I work with the 3-degree range, especially when I talk about conjunction. So yes, we're likely to feel this, we're gonna like feel or welcome the shift of energy from Capricorn to Aquarius during this time, those dates that I mentioned, before the sort of energy of Jupiter and Saturn together starts to, I guess, like cement and become a bit more like normal, or not normal is definitely not the word, like becoming more background, or more like, okay, this is what, like cementing basically energetically. this is what we are moving forward with. And most of us, hopefully by the end of January 2021, will have realized this energetic shift and to the best of their abilities adapted to it. Now let's talk about the age of Aquarius. I've noticed that a lot of astrologers talk about how this date, or this period even, so late December, January 2021, is the dawn of the age of Aquarius. Now personally, I don't agree with that. I think sometimes it's confused with something else. This great conjunction is not the beginning of the age of Aquarius. It's the beginning of a cycle of Jupiter, Saturn, Aquarius conjunctions, which occur, I believe, every 20 years. I might be wrong, but every 20 years, roughly. And each of those conjunctions is going to be in an air sign, whereas previously those same conjunctions were in earth signs. So that is a new cycle, or a new age, mini age, if you like, of 20 years. That's kind of really new. We could call it an age of Aquarius in that sense, because the first of those air signs that this conjunction is happening in is going to be Aquarius. But when I think of the age of Aquarius, I think of the internet age. So I think we've been in the age of Aquarius for at least a couple of decades already. That's just my view. That's just my feel. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree with that. I'd love to know. But to me, the age of Aquarius was like the internet age, maybe even before that. If the internet age, the dawn of the internet age, is not the beginning of the age of Aquarius officially, then maybe it was at least the build-up to the age of Aquarius. So, I'm open to this grand conjunction being the official beginning of the age of Aquarius, but I just don't feel it in me bones. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to my next point, because I don't want this video to be too long, because I know some of you don't like long videos, so I'll try to keep it moving. So yeah, I don't think it's a new start at the age of Aquarius, but I do think this is like definitely going to be a boost of Aquarian energy, and we're definitely going to feel that, absolutely, especially once January comes, late January. I think we all will be in the Aquarian energy. And so I think that this is going to bring us, because Jupiter is about the bigger the better, and often described as the expander of everything, for good, bad, or ugly. When we get that kind of planet conjuncting with Saturn, which is often considered to be this planet or this archetype of boundaries, polarities as well, and of things like isolation, melancholy as well, time, and also a sense of, I think, severity. Very similar to the moon, actually. Avarice, is that the right word? Like avarice, or not like greed necessarily, but a sort of eating or consuming out of like panic or out of some necessity. But Saturn also deals with cutting and ends. For the longest time, Saturn was considered to be the furthest planet in our solar system, until we had the other planets discovered. And so it does, even the glyph usually looks like a sort of sickle, so it does kind of look like a Grim Reaper, or it is really an archetype of the Grim Reaper, I think. There's this element of not necessarily death, but like time, again, going back to time running out. And so yeah, we get severity and seriousness, right, with Saturn quite often. So big rebellions, but they're rebellions with a cause. So while like Jupiter and Aquarius on its own might have just been expanding any old rebellion for the sake of rebellion, I think with Saturn here, it's like, no, the rebellion has to also have some consciousness of limits, consciousness of time, and also respect, of boundaries as well. And then in the period January 8th, from January 8th, 2021 to January 13th, Mercury also joins in this conjunction. And so what I read this as is social justice messages, absolutely, because we know, right, maybe that Mercury is the messenger, or that's one of the major associations. But also like big formal announcements that relate to breakthrough, that relate to progress. And they're going to be big, huge, or bombastic, dramatic even. That's Jupiter. But they could also be quite formal announcements or official announcements. That's the Saturnian sort of edge, I think. And then the breakthrough, progress sort of theme is the Aquarian energy. So it might not be like the same old sort of announcements that we're familiar with. There might be something really, really, really unique, something really, really, really forward-thinking, progressive coming in January that is announced. And also with Mercury being here during this time in January, I think the grand conjunction is going to give us network boosts, and or networks are going to get some sort of huge boost, and also big buzz is what I've written down here. So big, again, Jupiter and Mercury is all about activity, movement, and so I think there's going to be some sense of big buzz or excitement, big buzz created, and again it can be around these sort of formal breakthrough themes. And then on January 14th, and this is a very, very important day, but the moon joins this conjunction. The moon actually is in Capricorn today, as well as I record this video on 16th of December. And so we actually have a stellium right now in Capricorn. So we're already getting this little volume up on the Cappy vibes on this hump day. And this is going to, I feel, in some way give massive, or give a window for massive reactive, volatile energy, because the moon definitely deals with how we react, about emotional processing and emotional reception and thinking. And so when you put that with Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, I think this is going to give this sort of reactive, volatile energy. January 13th is also a super duper duper important day. Mars actually starts to conjunct Uranus in Taurus, and I believe by this time Uranus will be direct or just stationing direct on January 13th. So this to me is so important, especially because, as I've been saying in a couple of videos, or specifically in my Mars direct video, I've been saying that Mars is gonna, all the way through Aries, stay in a sort of calmer, sort of waking up mode, even being direct now. And I don't think Mars is really going to be felt significantly until around January 13th. And also this Mars-Uranus conjunction in Taurus is squaring that stellium over in Aquarius. And so a square, very briefly, is conflict, friction. It is like squaring off. By the way, if you do like what I do, if you like my content, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. It does help. It helps the algorithms and all that jazz, but it also helps me feel supported and want to keep giving you these videos. And subscribe if you haven't already and you like what I do. Look in the description below for more information about how to get a reading with me if you'd like a reading. And I just want to say that I am collaborating with Inspiring Alien Creations over on our new channel, Mercurial Mystics, where the both of us, me and him, we get talking a lot about all kinds of topics: astrology, spirituality, aliens, all that jazz. So please, 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 if you're interested, go on over to that channel, give us a subscribe. And also finally, leave me below in the comments of this video, you know, your sort of Capricorn placements. Tell me what you have in Capricorn, and also tell me what you have in Aquarius, especially Aquarius. I want to know how you personally have been experiencing the Capricorn part of your chart, and also Aquarius, 0 degrees Aquarius. Where do you have that in your chart? And I do try my best to get to all of your comments, so I will interact with you and give you a little bit of my own sort of insight on your placement. So share your placement. Yeah, especially if you're an Aquarius Sun. If you're an Aquarius Sun, Aquarius rising, I really want to know how you're feeling around about this time. Let's try to wrap this up quickly. So these planets involved in this grand conjunction, Jupiter and Saturn, they are slow planets, especially Saturn. Saturn takes what, like, I might be wrong, like 3 years to get through a sign. And Jupiter roughly 1 year. So, but they're slow. They're much slower than Mercury, Venus, Mars, the Sun. And so the energies of this particular grand conjunction, you may have already been feeling to some extent. I would say, like, since like 2 to 3 weeks ago, or over the last like 2 to 3 weeks, you might even have already been feeling some sort of inkling of these energies. But the grand conjunction also really marks for us a sudden, let's get super serious vibe, which is also going to be long term for you moving forward. And it is going to pertain to the themes of a particular house. Look at your birth chart and see which house, or which houses, depending on which system you use to calculate the chart, but which house or houses you have Aquarius. And especially the period between December 20th, 2020 to January 19th, 2021, when the planets are within the 3-degree range of conjunction. I'd really love to know your placements, first of all, which houses you have Aquarius, and also nearer the time, drop me a comment or a message or an email and let me know how. I know some of you love to send me emails just in general about your experiences of the transits, and I really like that. It's really nice to have a little bit of that conversation as well. So don't be shy. My email address is in the description. This sort of let's get serious moment is a serious moment, but it's also really exciting. And for some of you, it's going to be like really innovative somehow. For some of you, it's going to be really like there's going to be this sense of release with the serious commitment to something. So that's really interesting, especially with the recent eclipses that we've had. The new moon solar eclipse in Sag, and then the full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini. Both really important eclipses with 6-month after effects. And so that's also playing in the background for you with this grand conjunction. And anyway, I'm going to shut up now. So that's my little take on the grand conjunction. I hope you enjoyed this little vid. Let us know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you very much. Take care.